Seeing that the time is now 6 o'clock, we will call to order the City of Fort Thomas Board of Adjustment meeting. We do have a public hearing on the agenda tonight, but before we go into that section of the agenda, we would like to take a roll call.
Alan Skidmore.
Present.
Carol Dixon.
Here.
Chris Buger.
Present.
Randall Schultz.
Here.
Brandon Rayburn.
Here.
Randall Vogt.
Here.
Christy Dougherty.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the minutes for the October 28th, 2025 meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review those minutes? Any changes, additions, commentary? If not, does anybody have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the October 28th, 2025 meeting minutes.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Randall. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. That takes care of our general orders of business. Next phase will be the public hearing phase of the agenda. We do have one case on the docket tonight, which is case number 25-1699 at 330 Newman Avenue. Nathaniel Johnston is the applicant and owner, requesting a variance for front porch and basement addition. We would like to start with Mr. Stewart giving a brief overview of the project, please.
Yeah, Mr. Johnston is looking at adding a full width front porch. Shockingly, the house is on a hillside in Fort Thomas, and it's causing some issues with the basement wall on the front. So he's wanting to put the wall up in the front to help alleviate the pressure on the wall. But the one corner of the porch will end up being about 0.58 feet off the property line, which is why they're here.
Okay. Do we have anybody from the audience tonight that is a representative for this item?
I'm Nathan Johnston.
Okay. Would you please state your name and address for the record?
Nathaniel Johnston, 330 Newman Avenue,
Okay.
Fort Thomas.
And would you raise your right hand? Do you
sorry.
promise to tell the truth? So
I do promise to tell the truth.
All right. Do you have anything to add to what Mr. Stewart's overview, please?
No, just, I mean, that is the gist of it. We had a structural engineer out who came and took a look and gave us a couple of options, and most of it was lose our finished basement to put in like steel studs or different things, and we're looking for an option that we don't lose our finished basement. And so the addition of a foundation wall would help with that.
Right. Members of the board, are there any questions regarding this case?
I just have one question, I guess. I see that it looks like the foundation wall will be about 7 inches away from the property line. Then there's a footer below it. I mean, are you able to construct it without entering your neighbor's property?
Do you mean like not have a machine on their property, or will things not be built on the property?
If I'm reading the plans correctly, it looks like everything, including the footer, will be off of the neighbor's property, but I don't know that's constructible without getting on your neighbor's property. Have you talked with them at all about or gotten permission?
I have talked with 2 out of the 3 neighbors, and they said everything was fine. I haven't talked with the neighbor at 332C. I've talked to A and B, and they both have given permission. I haven't talked to C. The plan as part of the bid is to, if we do mess up any of the property that's next to ours, to it's already in the plan to reseed and grade out the land and everything.
And if I'm reading the map correctly, you said you talked to 332A and B, not C. C is the one that has the driveway that is closest to you, correct? Or the property that is closest to you. Is that the way I'm reading it?
And 332C is that the farthest one down? Okay, yeah, I have not talked to them yet,
Okay.
and I can definitely do that.
And that is just land for the access, right? And then there's a shared driveway that goes, a shared road that goes back to.
Yeah, they have the driveway, and my understanding of the survey is that there's 2 feet of property for each one of the neighbors going down there that comes off the side of the driveway. And we've taken care of that land the whole time. We mow it and do all of that stuff and take care of it. Not that that really matters. I'm just, like, that's something we've done since we've moved in.
I'm only mentioning that because that is quite a significant trek back there. So it's not like you have a house immediately next to you. It's in that corner, correct? It's,
Yeah, I don't know the exact footage, but it seems like it's a good 400 or 500 feet back from where this is going to be, where their actual house is.
what's the distance like from that corner of your property to that shared driveway?
Our current, so like, from my understanding of the survey drawing, like where our existing residence is, it's about 14 feet from the corner of our house to the driveway. With the addition, it would be still about 6.5 feet away from the driveway. It's just, they own that 6 feet that comes off the side of the driveway.
Does that math make sense with what your understanding is, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I understand that this would structurally help your property, but is there a reason you picked 10 feet as opposed to 8 or 9?
We just picked 10 feet as a, let's go with that. I mean, it could be a different size if it came to it.
It just appears that the footer of that might be on your neighbor's property. I know it's a flag lot.
I'm a rookie with this, I guess. The footer goes past what the foundation does?
Yeah, about 6 inches.
Okay.
So, I mean, it'll be close, if
If-
not right on it.
If we pulled back to 9 feet, I know that we've had a couple of, we had another survey drawing done at 6 feet off, and that would be 3 feet away from the property. I mean, we didn't have a 9 or 10 foot drawing done to see exactly what the footage would be with the 9 or 10 foot one. But if the issue is that the footer would extend into the property, like, we'd be happy to pull it back to 9 feet or 8 feet or something, if that is what we'd have to do.
I'll say this, and board members, tell me if you disagree with the way I'm wording this, but I think in generally, if you have houses that are next door to each other and you told us that you were building to within 6-7 inches of your property line, it would be more concerning than it being the flag lot, right? So it's just the land. However, because of the footers extending, then we do have, what if down the road, heaven forbid that fails, and you need to get on it? Well, then each time you're accessing through your neighbor's property. So I know I would feel more comfortable if we had, even a foot to work with there, knowing that there is the land versus the house right next to you is for the flag lot. However, still trying to make sure that we keep absolutely everything on your property for the longevity.
Also, the overhang of the eave would be probably I mean, you can go to 0, but usually it's not.
And I would say, while I myself would fully understand that you wouldn't want a 6-foot, addition, that, I don't think we need to pull it back that much, but I would feel more comfortable if there was something less than, or something more than a few inches, right? Just to give room for that, so.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a particular number that they would have in mind that they would feel comfortable with?
Feel
6 or
comfortable with
8.
8 feet.
You'd want to do it in 2-foot increments, so 6 feet or 8 feet,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It doesn't help you to go 9 feet, that's just going to screw up all the material
The lumber.
usage and the
Right.
lumber. And so 6 or 8, 8 would give you 2 feet. 6 kind of cuts it back a little bit, that makes it a little, I mean, for a front porch, if you want to use it, you know, but 8 gives you a pretty decent amount of
I
space,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
Would pull the eaves back too, that would solve that problem. You wouldn't have an overhang hanging over the property line. Just, I mean, even though it's a flag lot and there's probably nothing in the world's ever gonna happen there, I just think for peace of mind, you wouldn't want any of that encroaching,
Right.
right?
If he decided he wanted his own private drive to go back there, he would be driving right past the porch, literally right past the porch.
Yeah. I mean, if you got, I mean, these owners are fine, but if you got an ornery, you know, somebody down the road says, no, I want my own separate driveway,
Right.
you know, you just never know, 20 years from now. I mean, 2 feet would give them, an 8-foot porch with 2 feet would give them plenty of overdig. The big concern is, you know, the overdig encroaches over the property line for, when you go to dig it, to put the porch in, you need at least 2 feet to
Right.
work, at a minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, what do you guys think?
So, Mr. Stewart, we have to make a, I guess, a recommendation based on what the variance would be. So I guess the dimension of the expansion isn't necessarily the item, but what we want to set that setback at. You know, how close are we willing to go or allow them to build? And then, you know, if we identify if it's 1 foot, 0.6 feet, whatever it is, then it would be up to the property owner to construct the addition in accordance with that.
Correct.
Right. So, I mean, so if they did want to do 8'6" or whatever, as long as they're back
Right.
that setback. Yeah, and I mean, I do agree with the proximity concerns, excavating that close to the neighbor's property. I know you mentioned, you know, it would be repaired and like kind in that, but yeah, I mean, I don't see any problem with the proposed porch, but I do think to set some limitation to how close the actual structure, whether it's the overhang, footing, whatever, you know, how close you can get to that property line is, I believe that's kind of the issue here.
The footing alone is gonna be, if, as it's drawn right here with a 10-foot porch, the footing is 20 inches wide minus an 8-inch wall, gives you 12 inches of footing, which is 6 on each side of the wall, meaning that 6 inches right now is fractions of an inch from that property line.
Right.
You know, it's right on it, basically. So, pulling it back a little bit, I think would make everybody feel better, right?
Yep. I think 2 feet to any part of the structure would be comparable.
So instead of a 0.58 foot variance, 2 foot?
To any part of the footer or overhang.
So if I just understand that correctly, does that mean like then the porch would be like 7.5 feet? Considering the footer would be 6, I'm just asking
Potentially.
for
I mean,
clarification.
you could clip the corner of the porch as well to accommodate that. Like put it on a 45 to make the rest of your porch further,
Okay.
deeper.
I think right now with the 10-foot addition, I think we're, based on what I'm seeing, it looks like the edge of that footer is right on the property. So if we pull that back to an 8-foot addition, that should give you pretty close to 2 feet off the property line. And I would suggest you talk to your structural engineer. I think there might be some things they can do with that foot or two to maybe give you a little bit more room there.
Okay.
I know that would make me feel better.
Any other questions? Would anybody like to make a motion for the variance that differs from 0.58 feet from the left property line?
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
So if we're pulling it back, so it has to be 2 feet away from the property line, which I'm okay with. I'm just making sure, like, saying an 8-foot porch isn't necessarily what we need to do. We need to make sure with our survey that it would, pulling it back to 2 feet away is what we need to do, not say an 8-foot porch. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's why I'm rephrasing it to, so currently, the request is for a 4.42-foot variance, leaving 0.58 feet from the left property line.
Yep.
So that's why I'm saying, like, rather than the 0.58, what would we like that number to be?
Yeah, what you said is correct, that they're going to make a determination from the property line, and then whatever you end up getting, like Mr. Vogt said, whatever the porch ends up being, as long as you have at least 2 feet, 1.5 feet, whatever they decide on, away from the property line, you can make the porch whatever width depth you want.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
And I would say similarly to kind of what I'm hearing, I'm more comfortable at, instead of 0.58 feet from the left property line, something around 2 feet, right? Because that allows for the footers, which, again, we know you're saying, you'll repair and everything, that's fine as far as the actual dirt goes, but that truly keeps you within your property,
Right.
all in.
I'll make a motion. I move to grant the request of Mr. Nathaniel Johnston to construct a front porch at 330 Newman Avenue at a distance of 2 feet from the left property line, which is a variance of, what's it?
3 feet.
6 feet, point, 6,
It'd be 3 feet.
okay. Granting of this variance will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not cause a hazard or a nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations. This motion is based on the evidence presented for and at this hearing.
A second.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Alan Skidmore,
Aye.
Carol Dixon,
Aye.
Chris Bucher,
Aye.
Randall Schultz,
Aye.
Brandon Rayburn,
Aye.
Randall Vogt.
Aye.
All right, you have your variance for 2 feet from the left property line. Thanks for
Okay.
working through
Yes,
that
thank-
with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, and then you'll just see Mr. Stewart for next steps once you're finished, or once you're ready.
I talked to him after the meeting, is that what you're?
Not
or-
necessarily.
No,
I'm sorry.
you'll need to apply for a permit when you get to that point. So you'll have to revise your plans and everything and talk, like you said, talk to the engineer. Maybe you could finagle the foundation a little more to get a little bit, but you're working with 2 feet now, so.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, that is everything we have on the agenda for tonight. Does anybody have anything else? If not, motion to adjourn?
I do.
Oh, Mr. Stewart does.
Our next meeting is on December 23rd.
Cool.
We might have a application. Just curious how many would be available.
I'm in town, I'm not going anywhere, so I could do it. If it was just one.
Just something to think about. We need at least 4, obviously.
Yep.
And that, with it being the holiday week,
What are the city's hours for that week? Anything
normally it's
before-
it's 24th, 25th. I don't know whether they'll switch it to the 25th, 26th, because 26th is a Friday. But I will be here on the 23rd.
I'm available either way, so.
I can be here.
Okay, so it looks like we'll have, all right. We'll let you know if we have a case, but I was just curious to see if we need to tell them just to wait till January or go December, so that's all I needed. Thank you.
Anything else? Good. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.